play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. They'll have two remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set it! 319! Right here. Switch!
On first down, Nelson. He'll have a first down past the 40. That good for 22 and a first down. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On third down, it's Nelson, and that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Rodgers going to go on fourth down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little...
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Foles and the Jags come up now first and 10 at the 20. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Foles. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover. gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Here's Foles. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An update from that game going on in the Meadowlands. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Sharks got it left side. That throw good for 4. It's second down. On the draw, this is Fournette. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Yeah, go, let's go.
Foles escaping the pressure right. That was going to, and I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down. So on fourth down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Watch the curve.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. Rolling to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Lee. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. They'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now Leonard Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, Something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Hey, pick your game up.
They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Big fourth down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on fourth down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and the lead grows to 10-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
He uncorks it for Snead. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 48. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. In on the stop, DeMonte Casey.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Check three.
Now a give, right side. It's Nelson. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws. And all.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a give, right side. It's Nelson down to the 30 after a gain of 3. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Now they go screen, it's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now it's the backup, Mariota. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Check out. Where you at? Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that?
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now on 4th down, Doug Peterson turns it over to the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken about the 12. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by DeMonte Casey, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll try the right side here with Yeldon. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
He finds Yeldon. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. T.J. Yeldon, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after here coming up. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception on the last drive, which led to the tying touchdown. So 10-10 the score as they begin 1st and 10.
Hey, Keaton.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 46 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That's good for 28 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Here we go.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout call. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They keep it with Fournette on first down. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that ball is caught by D.J. Chark for the Jags touchdown. D.J. Chark, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lambeau on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Hey, 626.
Throwing on second and 14. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. It's Graham. Graham displaying the strength. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Rodgers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
10-30. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now a give, right side. Nelson. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the second straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Get 300. Get 300.
44 is Mike. 44 is Mike.
On first down, Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field when you go make a play on the football.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Rodgers again now. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
44 is Mike. 44 is Mike.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there playing keep away. First downs, they can't touch the ball.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Foles now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Fournette. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Joe Schobert charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man right side is Shark. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Foles. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 22 yards there, a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Back to throw here. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
And the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's checking crap.
One.
Here's Foles. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Za'Darius Smith with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The kick by Lambeau is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with.
Touchdown, Jaguars! DJ Chark with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
88.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away but could not. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
You ain't doing nothing today. 51's the mic. 51's the mic.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Foles going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 43 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
3 down. 17, guys. Check him out. He's going to sit right over the middle. Watch the middle. 51 the mic, boys. 51.
They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Frank Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
They'll set up to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.